All right, welcome everybody to another Thursday night trivia with Tide Guy. We got some more guests going to be coming in later, but right now we have Hillbilly Skeptic. He's a Kentucky fan.
Hello,
We
hello.
have Ben, a Michigan man.
Go blue.
We have Mike, another Michigan guy.
Blue go.
We got Traveling Fools, who's all about the U.
What was that? What was that?
It was all about the U. There
Oh
you go.
God.
And then we got Will, the Notre Dame fan.
Go Irish.
Now, Will, how disappointed are you that Notre Dame's trying to save some money?
It's like, why are we shooting ourselves in the foot over and over again? It's frustrating. But I'm over it for now. Just hopefully we get a good O-line coach.
You
Or
know what,
maybe we
Will?
might just hire within with Chris Watt. We'll see.
From where I'm from, they're starting to call him Notre Done.
I like that.
I tell you what, though, I mean, Bama's cheaped out a few times on, I mean, honestly, a lot of people look down on what Alabama's hired this offseason, and you know, you got to give them 6 weeks into the season to find out where you're at. Who knows if Notre Dame goes 10-2 this year, or 11-1, or 12-0, hell, he's going to look like a genius saving money.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Alabama is really going to struggle. I mean, Pete Golding was trash, and a lot of people thought they should have made the playoffs.
And I kind of got mixed feelings on that, Mike, because honestly, it's still Nick Saban's defense. I don't care how bad the guy. I mean, Nick Saban oversees that defense, so you can blame Golding what you want, but you know what? Part of it's Nick Saban too, because he's the one. He spends more time on the defense, coaching up the defense than he does the offense.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what I told people. You don't like the hires that he hired, but think about it. He has his hands on everything. So it's not like a coach is going to come in and we're going to do it the coach's way. The coach coming in is going to do it the Saban way.
Yeah, but Saban's a defensive guy anyways. Do you think he relies heavier on his offense? And as in he doesn't have the talent. I mean, I don't know, maybe I mean he's had great teams, but maybe he's not the as much of the offensive guy. I
Well,
mean,
the one
how
thing
do you
he
think that
does,
plays into it?
the one thing he does, Ben, is at Alabama, no other school does this. Alabama, the offense and the defense uses the same language. Usually, when a coordinator comes in, they have their own language for the plays and this and that. Where Alabama, you got to learn the language. Now,
Well,
Nick Saban gave up offensive control to Lane Kiffin. He told Kiffin, "We got to revamp. We're going away from the run, run, run." And so they built something, and he let Sark kind of have the keys. But then he took the keys away from Bill O'Brien, and Bill O'Brien had set plays that he had to run. Now he called the plays, and I'm not saying that he always called the right plays because he didn't. But Saban did take a little bit of the play calling away from Bill O'Brien. And the one thing about Tommy Reese, and everybody's like, well, he's not a great hire, but technically he will be a great hire for Alabama because the one thing Saban wants to do is run the ball more than we have been. And Tommy Reese likes to run the ball, and that's something we got to get used to again.
I mean, we had to run the ball because our quarterback wasn't great. That was a
Right.
big part of it.
But honestly, you see our quarterbacks we're going to have this year. It's not Bryce Young, it's not Tua, it's not I mean, basically we're almost going back to Jalen Hurts. If we play Milrow is Jalen Hurts, so we're going to
Oh,
have to run the ball more.
Hurts is a much better passer than Milrow. That's not even up for
Yeah,
debate.
yeah, no, he's twice the passer that Milrow is. There's no doubt about it. But what I was saying is he's more of a run first like Jalen. Yeah, Milrow struggles throwing the ball.
Well, actually, I will kind of say this instead. Last year, it wasn't so much a defensive problem or an offensive problem; it was a discipline problem.
Yeah, yeah. Alabama never averaged 12 penalties in a game the whole
Yeah,
time Saban's been there. I mean, that's not a Saban team.
And to say that Will Anderson was a massive disappointment is obvious.
Unfortunately, he was one of those getting a lot of the penalties.
And he did not live up to potential, in my opinion. I mean, people talking about him, being a top 3 pick, and it's like you couldn't tell it from last season.
But if you look at the season before, he was just a beast. He went from being a beast kind of back to reality.
Yeah.
Because he played below par last year.
Yeah.
Do you think that's cultural issues, though? I mean, when you see it change so suddenly?
That's the argument.
Yeah, no. We've got some players who have spoke out adamantly that last year's team, just the little things, and I know I'm going to say this and people are going to say, oh, that's stupid and this and that, but this is Alabama. We have players that are pissed off that in practice, some players are wearing green mouthpieces. Some people are wearing blue shoes. And in Alabama, everybody does the same, and it's all the same, and it's all set. And Saban let it slide last year. And it's one of those things, if you let a little thing slide, then a bigger thing slide, you know what I'm saying? The ball kind of gets rolling. And a few of the players said that last year's team was nowhere near as disciplined as they've been in the past. And that discipline hurt us. I mean, obviously,
That makes sense.
All right. Hillbilly, are you here?
Sure am, buddy.
All right, man, we're going to let you do the first card. Which card would you like? We got Genesis 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have All-American.
Oh, man. Let's go Genesis 4.
Genesis 4, which was 1996. Here's your people and places. What was the official language in 87 nations and territories by 1994?
The official language?
What was an official language in 87 nations and territories by 1994?
Yeah, we'll say English.
It was English. All right, here is your arts and entertainment. What movie was inspired by a freeloading teenager who posed as Sidney Poitier's son? I think if you get this wrong, you're going to be disappointed once I tell you, because this was pretty big news.
Well, I know I'm going to get it wrong, man, because I have no idea.
You don't have a clue?
It's a movie about a what again? One more time.
What movie was inspired by a freeloading teenager who posed as Sidney Poitier's son?
Freeloading teenager. Freeloading teenager who pretended to be someone he wasn't, right?
Yeah, he pretended he pretended that Sidney Poitier was his father.
Oh, jeez. I have no idea, buddy.
Does anybody know?
No, it was inspired by it, right? Is it like a recreation of the movie, or of the events? Or
No, they just made the movie about this. The movie was about him mooching off of wealthy people because they thought this kid was poor, and his father was Sidney Poitier. Well, they thought actually he was rich and that he would pay him back, but he wasn't rich.
I have a guess.
What's that, Ben?
The talented Mr. Ripley?
Nope, it wasn't Talented Mr. Ripley.
that's
I got nothing.
But it was like placed back in like the 30s or 40s or something. I thought that.
Yeah, no, it was called 6 Degrees of Separation.
Separation.
I've never seen that.
Because
I've heard of it.
Kevin Bacon, the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, how
Gotcha.
everybody in Hollywood has worked with somebody who's worked with somebody who's worked with Kevin Bacon. So he's pretty much worked with everybody in the industry that way.
Well, the talented Mr. Ripley was a really good guess, though.
Oh, yeah.
So for it was
All
a
right.
remake of an Italian film, I believe. So I don't think that they got that from that story, but
Yeah,
maybe.
no. All right, Hillbilly, here's your history question. What starchy food staple was dubbed Mexican strawberries by GIs in World War II?
What starchy?
Food staple was dubbed Mexican strawberries by GIs in World War II.
Starchy food. I don't know, man. Like mini potatoes. I have no idea.
No, it ain't potatoes. Does anybody know the starchy food staple was dubbed Mexican strawberries by GIs in World War II?
Pinto beans?
Yeah, bean. It's some kind of bean. I don't.
It's beans. The answer is beans. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I thought beans were mostly for protein. You know, when I think like starch, rich in starch, like I always thought beans were like.
You think about potatoes over beans, but beans really do have a lot of starch in them.
I'd imagine they have to. They're seeds. You
And then think about it like this: beans is a huge staple for Mexicans. Like down here, bean
Well,
price,
yeah.
they're controlled by the government. You can only sell beans for X amount of pesos. You cannot raise the price no matter what. The government sets the price, and that's what it has to be sold at.
Even the jumping ones.
Even the jumping ones. You got to hold on to them, though. They get out of your cart easy. Okay. Here's your sports and leisure. What team hired the NFL's first professional cheerleading squad in 1972?
Oh, really?
Is that Dallas?
That would be Dallas. All right, wild card. How many men did Zane Grey say you should never insult if all you're packing is a 6-gun?
7.
That is correct.
It seems obvious.
Yeah. Hillbilly, that was a good first round. You started out 3 out of 6.
Oh yeah.
Nice, man. You know,
I've got cool old pictures of Zane Grey. Like it's like I got some of Hemingway and some of Zane Grey, like some with Hemingway and Castro. But the Zane Grey ones, they're fishing pictures.
Okay.
They're super cool. They're old, but they're super neat pictures.
yeah, I was going to say there, Todd Guy, when I was a little kid, like the Dallas cheerleaders, that was like something all the little girls wanted to be when I was,
Oh, yeah.
them and the solid gold dancers. You remember the solid gold dancers?
Oh, yeah. Solid Gold Dancers, and they all wanted to also be on, what was that other show? Soul Train.
Yes.
Soul Train. Everybody wanted to dance on Soul Train.
Will, that's a little bit before your time.
I thought you were going to say like
know
American
what you guys are
Bandstand or
talking
something.
Yeah.
The American Bandstand.
I'm watching the XFL action.
Oh, there you go.
What
All
channel
right.
is that on?
It's on FX and ESPN Plus.
Ben's turn.
Ben, which card would you like?
I think I'm gonna go with the same one that he did. The same,
All right, the
the
4.
same exact card.
Yeah.
All right. Now, wait a minute. Will, you are rooting for St. Louis, right?
Oh, for AJ.
All right,
Well,
because they
you
got
know
AJ
he's the guy
McCarron. They got the old Alabama quarterback, AJ McCarron. That's why you gotta
He's
root.
the guy that kicked our butts, right?
Yeah, I know.
And they're like, oh, wow, man, those quarterbacks always get the girl. That's what Brent said that night, I remember.
Oh yeah, because he married Miss Alabama,
Yeah.
and we overlooked. She was cute enough. We could overlook that she has a degree from Auburn.
Oh,
Well,
and
was
then-
AJ McCarron the one that Musburger's he was
Yeah.
ogling his girlfriend?
Yeah,
the one?
yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
just said that.
Did you guys hear that redneck girl do that SEC song?
no.
It is horrendous. You need to look that up.
I'll look it up after the show tonight.
Yeah, it's she's like Roll Tide, Go Vols, SEC. It's absolutely horrendous. It's funny as hell though.
Now wait a minute though. Was she a legitimate redneck? Was she chewing tobacco when she sang said song?
She's in front of a bunch of trucks. I think she's one of those people who like runs around with that like Adam Calhoun crowd. You know, all those. I think she's mixed into that. It's like our country rap song with sing. Hey, it's ridiculous.
Now, see, and I always tell everybody, you can tell people from the South. Like I can ask Will this question and he'll have no idea, but I ask somebody from the South and they know right away. Will, do you know why we have belly buttons?
I have no idea.
It's a place to put your chew on the way down. See? I mean, Northern boys, they don't know that like the Southern boys.
You're gonna make them blush doing that.
All right, Ben, are you ready for your questions?
I guess so. Try it.
All right. People and places. Who were the first people to blow their noses into paper tissues? I would not have got this one right, but this is a good question.
It's a good, fun question.
Yeah, it's a fun question.
I'm wondering if there's any hints in the name handkerchief or napkin or.
I wouldn't associate it with it.
I'm gonna guess the Dutch.
It wasn't the Dutch.
Is it the Americans?
It wasn't the Americans.
I'd say the Chinese.
It wasn't the Chinese.
Well, we're narrowing it down.
Yeah.
Well, originally, like French or English, the French and English kind of came to my mind first because they're like, English big on their whole handkerchief, like in their.
Yeah, French people just wipe their
pockets.
noses on their sleeve.
Yeah.
That's true. That's why they put buttons on sleeves of uniforms
Have you
all
guys
the way up.
heard about how bad Paris smells like urine right now?
Right now,
Paris.
I guess they're having a thing like people just urinate in the streets, man. I guess the entire city smells like a big, like
I heard that about San Francisco too.
yeah.
yeah.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
Who were the first? I don't know. Probably does it go way back? Let me ask you that. Is it
Yeah, it's
ridiculous?
gonna go back. Yeah,
So it's
gonna
probably
go
like
back.
it's probably like the Greeks or the Romans or the.
Oh no, not that far back. No. It goes back.
It's the Babylonians.
Mesopotamians.
Right, exactly.
It was. Mike was close with the Chinese. It was the Japanese.
Yeah. That makes sense. Rice paper or something. Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, I'm on track tonight.
All right, here we go, Ben. What sci-fi TV show inspired sales of 30 million novels, a book series publishing record?
Sci-fi TV show, probably.
And this was made, remember, in '96, so this is an older sci-fi.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna talk out loud here. Oh boy, TV show. Star Trek automatically comes to mind for a TV show. I know there like another one was. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Star Trek.
It is Star Trek.
Trek.
Good one.
Trek.
Star Trek.
Always
Did I
thought
say Trek?
Now, everybody makes fun of me because I'm not the biggest nerd in the world because Star Trek was good.
Oh,
I was a Lost in Space kid. I loved Lost in Space.
I like Lost in Space.
old school Battlestar Galactica. Man.
Yeah, I was bad
Oh.
Star Galactica.
Oh, yeah.
Old school Battlestar Galactica was great.
Right.
I remember
Okay,
this. Okay, go ahead. The original
Well,
V, the like
That's what I was
miniseries.
just going to say.
I like
the
that.
series back in the 80s was a real big one. And
Man, when they would
Alien, Alien Nation.
eat those rats, those mice back then, I remember that.
But I even like the old Flash Gordon, like
Right.
old series. You can, like there's only like I don't know so many of them saved now because they were like all ruined. But the old series, the Flash Gordon stuff was pretty good.
Like when they're remaking all the comic book guys, I'm surprised they haven't done like Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers or something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. take yet. You know?
Now,
Now
I'll tell you,
those Star Trek movies, they got bad, as they went on. But the first one was pretty good. But the second one, The Wrath of Khan, that is a damn good movie.
yeah.
Okay, are you talking about the J.J. Abrams ones?
No,
No,
the second
we're going
one.
back to the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, with
So-
Ricardo Montalban playing.
I will get
Khan,
lynched by Star Trek fans because I like J.J. Abrams' 2 movies better than any of the other Star Trek.
Yeah, you're
I've
nuts.
only seen the J.J. Abrams movies. But,
You're crazy.
Ben,
No
go,
way.
Go back,
Crazy
go back
Will.
and watch The Wrath of Khan. That
I
is
liked The Wrath of Khan. It was okay, but I thought, Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan, he played awesome Khan. He blew the other Khan away. I'm
no,
sorry.
There's no way.
Oh no,
Ricardo
he did.
Montalban.
I like Star Trek the series. I like Khan in that, but the movie wasn't as good for me.
He had Corinthian leather.
You had it's nostalgia. It's the nostalgia factor,
Yeah,
man. I'm telling you.
This is going to be a culture war coming.
All right.
You fucking
The
millennials.
second half of this show is going to be sponsored by Prozac. We're going to get some Prozac in here for Ben.
I was born 1980, pal.
Some fighting words, man.
Shit, I was born in '78, and I still like the originals better than the new ones.
Now, see, you guys, and Traveling Fools he's close to my age, but he's a little younger. But I remember when my dad made the biggest deal out of the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind. When it first was advertised, I mean, that was like if Mike and Ben, if you saw Michigan going to the national champion, I mean, my dad was ecstatic to see a movie about aliens, and there was a countdown. I mean, he marked it on the calendar the day he was going to get to go to the movie, and he was marking days to go, And I teased Traveling Fools that one day on his show, I'm going to be building a mashed potato.
This means
Eiffel
something.
Tower, just in honor of that movie, man. Because
Here's what about those JJ Trek movies though, and like the new Star Trek. It's like all the aliens, man. They put all this makeup, and it's like they all got these big, huge heads with these sunk-in human eyes, and they just look real funny,
Yeah, they sent down like the like the Mongoloid aliens that come on down.
No, I didn't. The third one,
they're not
not a
sitting their
fan.
best. They're not sitting their best.
they brought the Down syndrome children.
Jeez.
All right. That lost 2 viewers on that.
I gotta go get something.
All right. Well,
Controversy brings viewers.
that was fun going down that rabbit hole. But let's go to the next question, Ben.
All right.
Here is your history question. What army was once known as the Christian Revival Association?
I have no clue, actually.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
I'm betting you gave them at least $3 this year, last year.
Is it the Red Cross?
No.
I
They're
missed the
ones-
question.
We're the ones at Walmart. ringing the
Christian
bell.
revival.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said,
didn't
you
know
probably donated at least $3 to them last year. They catch you outside of Walmart. Give me your change, and
Oh,
So what's the answer?
it's Salvation Army.
That. Should have known that.
ding, 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 ding.
If I would have thought for a little while on that, I may have thought Salvation Army.
All right. Science and nature. What was banned after it became the first artificial sweetener to perk up diet sodas?
What was banned after it became the first artificial sweetener to perk up sodas?
Yeah, we banned that, but we say aspartame is okay. Imagine that.
I think I know this.
Is it NutraSweet?
No.
No, NutraSweet is actually
Is aspartame? Okay.
That is aspartame.
I don't know what it's. I wouldn't know what it's
Yeah,
called.
they're looking for the name, right? Like not the brand, but the actual.
Yeah, no, they're looking name.
They're
Yeah,
looking
the
for.
chemical.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Was it called saccharin?
Yeah,
Yep.
saccharin.
Yep. Yep. But yeah, no. What you said was aspartame, Ben.
Yeah, no, I thought that was aspartame, but I was like, you know what? Maybe, yeah. I was just guessing because I had no idea what the other name was.
All right, here's sports and leisure. What soft drink was originally called Bib Label Lithiated Lemon Lime Soda?
Bib, can you repeat that the name?
What soft drink was originally called Bib Label Lithiated Lemon Lime Soda?
Lime soda. I'm gonna guess Sprite.
It is not Sprite.
Then,
Actually,
then it has to be.
Squirt.
Yep.
NASA in '84 actually went to Sprite because they could not get this.
I have no idea. Mountain Dew.
That's a bad joke right there.
I have no idea.
They couldn't get 7-Up.
7-Up. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad joke. Sorry.
7-Up.
No,
Oh,
challenge.
jeez.
That's the like need another 7 astronauts. You know?
Need another 7S. You remember Christy? You remember what eyes she had? They were blue. One blew this way, one blew that way.
So,
The last time she told her kids, "You feed the dogs, I'll feed the fish." You know, there was a lot of jokes back then. But
And what was
Man,
what,
y'all going to hell, man.
what was
yeah,
that?
yeah, but probably, but not for that.
trust me, that's the last thing.
Hey, do you guys know what Diet Coke was originally called?
Shit.
Engine
Well,
degreaser.
Wasn't that what Tab was?
Also shit.
I think Tab. You guys remember Tab? TA?
Oh yeah.
Remember Tab.
Yeah, that shit was disgusting.
Yeah, that was originally Diet Coke.
Do you remember the old movie theater like before the movie, and it was like, and it had like what were they? The little animals. It was like the family, and it was like Sprite, please. You know, I'll have a nice old Coca-Cola. You know, let's all go to the movies.
Please?
And
Yeah. They're all the dancing refreshments.
What were they? Seals or were they? It was something like that.
I remember the ones we had were they were hot dogs.
Yeah, because I remember hot dog and like the
Yeah, we
thing
had the
of popcorn
hot dog
and
popcorn and whatever the.
Yeah, because the mom always asked for the tab, and dad wanted the ice cold Coca-Cola, and the kid was like, Sprite, please. And I'll have a tab.
What's still big down here is Red Cola. Do you guys remember Red Cola?
Oh yeah.
That's actually
No.
bigger down here than Pepsi. Coke is number one down here, and then it's Red Cola. Everybody drinks Red Cola down there.
Have you guys had cheer wine before?
Oh
That
yeah.
Mexican stuff.
Don't like it. I
Nope.
don't really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I
weird.
think
they
it's
have
an
it
acquired
down here
taste.
It's weird. They have it like in Richmond here, but they don't have it up in DC where my parents live.
Will, have you ever had an RC cola and a moon pie?
Oh, moon pie. Man.
Oh, that's sickening.
I
It
don't
makes
think
me
I've had
sick.
that.
Just my stomach just turned thinking about the sugar content.
Well,
You know, if you put a moon pie in a microwave for about 15 to
Oh,
no,
wait, no.
they're actually awesome if you put them in the microwave. It's amazing.
Have you ever had? Have any of you guys ever had a
I've never
Verner's?
had them. I remember it.
well, I'm from Michigan, so obviously I've had.
Well,
Verner's.
Mike, you have.
yeah, I
had.
haven't.
Verner's is the best ginger ale I think ever made. It's not as good now
Is
because it was bought out by Coca-Cola, but it used
Yeah,
to be the best.
original Verner's is awesome.
Now, I
Original
will
Verner's.
tell you, Will, you need to become sophisticated like the rest of us on the panel. And when you want to go drink some wine, go to the liquor store and pick you up a pint of Mad Dog 2020. It goes down smooth and comes up rough. And let me tell you what,
Right.
you're
There's a
never
way to do it. Do it right.
Do it right.
So if you say Mad Dog, backwards, that's exactly what you're going to be saying the next morning.
Exactly.
If you go,
You know, but I always love these traveling fools because the label says it all. Goes down smooth, comes up rough. I mean, it tells you on the label what's going to happen. All right, Ben, here's your last one. Are you ready?
Yeah. Well, there I am. Him or not, you've been more than fair.
This one should be easy for you. What 1990 book did Michael Crichton continue with 1995's The Lost World?
Oh, is it
Well, what was the
Michael?
book?
Isn't
What
it
was
Michael Crichton and the Lost? Is it? It's the guy that does Jurassic Park.
There you go.
There you go. We'll let
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. Isn't it Crichton?
Yeah, Crichton.
Crichton.
No, it's Croatia.
Croatia.
Man,
Croatia.
you're just milking that joke to death, aren't you?
Oh, come
Man,
on. We
you
can
got
never
2 out of
forget
6.
that. Come on.
I got 2. Okay, that's good.
2 out of
I'm
6.
happy. I'll take 2.
All right, Mike, which one would you like?
Oh, pick one at random.
Here we go. This is the first one that came to mind. This is the 1994. This is Genesis 3.
Genesis 3. All right.
All right. People and places. What did Yul Brynner perform on in the circus until he took a nasty fall?
Trapeze.
Trapeze is correct.
Nice.
Thank you. Just
That's good.
strictly
That
a
was-
guess.
Yeah, that was a good. I was racking my brain. I saw him do The King and I.
What other movie was he famous for? Sci-fi movie.
Oh,
Got me.
Shit.
Actually, he did 2, but the first one, it was the bigger one. It was 2 in a series.
Oh fuck. Damn it.
I know he.
And listen, we already talked about the author.
Oh shit. What was it?
Oh god, now I'm gonna hate myself for not knowing.
Frankenstein or something?
No.
I'm gonna give you a hint.
Well, he was in Magnificent Seven. I know that.
Yeah, and The King and I, which I saw him do the play live before the
And
movie.
the Ten Commandments.
Or
I know he was
after the
in
movie,
that.
obviously, but after the movie, obviously. I don't know.
I'm
Let
gonna
me-
give you a hint. It was a sci-fi movie, and he was dressed up like a cowboy.
Oh, Westworld. Westworld.
Westworld. Yeah.
And then he was in Future World as well.
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, Mike. Here's your arts and entertainment. What Western saga earned Larry McMurtry a Pulitzer Prize for fiction in 1986?
Oh God, I'm not a literature fan, but I know shit about westerns. Okay, repeat that again.
What Western saga earned Larry McMurtry a Pulitzer Prize for fiction in 1986? This is one of the biggest Western sagas. Everybody loves this show, this series.
I've got a guess.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
No.
Yeah, I got nothing.
What do you think it is?
Shit. What's it? It was. I'm trying to think of the name. It was the movie or the TV series movie. Lonesome Dove.
Lonesome Dove. Yeah,
That
no,
is-
that was. It had
that is-
Robert Duvall and Tommy Lee Jones.
That is definitely not my genre right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally. Yeah.
Lonesome Dove's great.
I was thinking like Rifleman or Gunsmoke or something like that when he.
Now you went way too far back.
Hey, I'll tell you, a great Australian Western, guys, was The Man from Snowy River.
Oh yes. The second one was pretty good.
Yeah.
When he takes that whip, he takes that guy does that whole thing with the whole thing on that track, and then he does the whole thing with the whip, and he's like, you probably call that a live prisoner. That was an awesome line in that movie.
I guess I'm the only one that doesn't like westerns.
Now,
Who-
see, I was
who
lucky,
was it?
Mike.
Who was
When
it
I was
that
a kid, we
played?
used to watch westerns on Saturday morning, and then as soon as the 10 o'clock western got over, they gave Grandma 15 minutes to feed you, and you could watch a Three Stooges until the next cowboy came on.
Yeah, I'll stick to Saved by the Bell.
Saved
Now,
by the
what about-
Bell. Oh, it was Kirk Douglas, wasn't it? In The Man from Snowy River that played.
Yep, he played 2 parts. He played the minor and the and her Jessica's dad. I forget his name in the movie.
The brothers, right?
Yeah, they were brothers.
Yeah,
Yep.
He played the
He played
the funny one up in the mountain, and the minor guy, and then the rich guy. What a great movie!
It was a good movie.
I grew up watching that, and I was like, I remember like being a little kid, and like pretending like I was like the man from. I was like,
You know what? Another great western was
that's-
also in Australia, and that was Quigley Down Under.
Quigley Down Under. Yeah,
That was a
good
really
dude, how
good one.
was Tom Selleck? Man, Tom Selleck should have done a lot more cowboy movies. He was an awesome cowboy.
You know, I said
That's like,
Tom Selleck and Robert Duvall. They were both awesome cowboys.
dude, Don Johnson would have made an awesome cowboy if he'd have done that.
Have you watched? I know y'all are sports fans, so most of you probably have. But the Eastbound and Down,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
No,
where Don Johnson's his dad, living up there or living down in Mexico with the thing. So hilarious.
that is a shit. Mike, if you have not seen Eastbound and Down, seriously, binge watch it one weekend. You will laugh your ass off.
Have you seen that, Will?
never even heard of it.
Dude, what? Oh my God! It's got Danny McBride, and he plays a baseball player, and he is just a train wreck from the beginning to the end, and it's hilarious. Eastbound and Down. It's one of the funny. To me, it's my top 5 funniest shows I've ever seen in my life. It's hilarious.
The only problem I had
I'll
with it,
check it out.
Fools, was it was only 4 seasons.
Yeah, but they had to stop sometime. But it's funny. He ends up moving to Mexico and playing baseball in Mexico because he's always doing blow, and he's he's just a train wreck.
Dude, you remember the part with Will Ferrell and Steve? And he was Wildflower.
Oh yeah.
Hey, she moves.
Yeah, Will Ferrell, and when he does the apocalypto, and he's got that cannon out there, and they're running on him.
You're not selling me if you're doing Will Ferrell, that's for sure.
No, you have it's hilarious. Will Ferrell
Yeah.
plays a hilarious part.
Yeah, you'll like it, Mike. Trust us.
I think Will Ferrell is the anti-comedy.
No, he's good at this. Trust me, he's good at this.
Oh, so he finally has a role that he's good at, huh?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. That one, he excelled in that one. All right,
Yeah,
Mike.
I'll try to watch it with some of my friends, see if they'll watch it with me.
No,
But-
sir, y'all will laugh your asses
I'll tell you
off, I
what, Will.
promise.
Once you watch the first one, you can't wait to watch the rest of them. I mean, you'll be hooked.
Oh,
It's-
dude, this
It's
girl,
very crude.
She's
Oh yeah.
thick too, buddy. She's got a little fluff on her too, man. But man, she's smoking hot. That
Oh, his girl, yeah, she's a little thick, but she's hot.
oh yeah, I like a little fluff on myself, man.
Hey, bones are for dogs. Men need a little meat.
Man.
All right, Mike, are you ready for your history question?
Sure.
What was the first company in the world to post $1 billion in annual earnings in 1955?
Ooh, my gut says Standard Oil, so I'll go with that. Standard Oil.
Go against your gut one time.
The only other thing I could think of would be Carnegie Steel.
Yeah, you got to keep going then. Anybody else know?
I would have guessed steel as well, but I don't know. I would have. Mike
In
was
55,
In 1955.
Isn't that
Would
one
it be
company that
General
Jake-
Motors.
Ben got it right. It was General.
really?
General Motors.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep, the Corvette must have been selling really great.
I guess so.
Oh, that was made out of fiberglass even back then.
Can I get a point for that?
All right, Mike. Well, this question here will tell us how smart you are, Mike. Here's your science and nature. What does IQ stand for?
Intelligence quotients.
There you go. All right. Here we go with sports and leisure. Who was the first player since Babe Ruth to lead the majors in home runs 3 straight seasons? You're not really a baseball fan, are you, Mike?
I'll say Hank Aaron.
I'll give you a hint. It's not Hank Aaron. This guy kind of had the same figure as Babe Ruth.
Sammy Sosa.
No. Does anybody know who was the first player since Babe Ruth to lead the majors in home runs 3 straight seasons?
Is it not Barry Bonds?
It's not Barry Bonds.
The Whammer.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Only person I can think of had the same figures as like Cecil Fielder, but I don't think he. It is Cecil Fielder.
is like
Oh my god!
Man, I'm letting my Michigan roots down in this one. I miss General
My
Motors.
God.
I miss Cecil
That
Fielder.
was just a good hint, though. Cecil Fielder was like the same body type as Babe
Yeah, I
Ruth.
mean, that's all I can know. He does have the same body type.
I'm like, man, I can only think of a good hitter. Like, that's funny. Good hint.
That was the thing with Cecil Fielder. He either hit it out of the park or they
Parker
threw it
struck out.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, he didn't want to hit a grounder because he didn't want to have to run the first base.
Exactly. All right. Mike, here's your wild card. What facial features are depicted on Happy Face button?
What?
What facial features are depicted on a happy face button? So when you look at a button of a happy face, what do you see? What facial features do you see?
2 eyes and a smile.
Eyes and a mouth is correct. You got 3 out of 6 there, Mike.
Ugh.
I was
Ugh.
thinking, is that like the have a nice day smile type of
That's
thing?
what I would have guessed.
Yeah.
That's why I pictured in my head.
Shit happened.
Yeah.
All right, Traveling Fools, which one of these would you like to try?
Ah, man, I think it's a toss up on any of them. Some cards are hard, some are easy, so I don't care.
All right, let's get this one. Let's see what this one is. I'm not even looking to see. We'll pull out of the middle here. Okay, you're getting an All-American.
All
So all
right.
these questions are about America. What poet did Edmund Wilson say was the worst thing that has happened to Lincoln since Booth shot at him?
Oh. Oh, shit. So it'd have to be somebody who wrote a poem about Lincoln.
Yeah, and it could
Which-
have been too good if he said it was worse than.
I mean, Walt Whitman.
It's not Walt Whitman.
I don't know. Didn't he have a poem about Lincoln?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah. At least I took an educated guess.
At
So.
least you got one with.
I have a guess too, but I think it's maybe a little off.
All right, who do you think it is, Ben?
But I think it may be Mark Twain.
It wasn't Mark Twain.
I thought it sounded like something he'd say.
Longfellow?
Carl Sandburg.
Sandberg.
Oh.
Yep. All right, here we go, Traveling Fools. What's the name of Jack Lord's character on Hawaii Five-O?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Go back to your Hawaii Five-O days.
Oh, my God. Oh, fuck. Yeah, Dano. Was it Dano?
No.
No. Okay, you said Bookham, so
No, I didn't say book him. I'm sorry. Somebody must.
I said that. That's what I thought.
yeah, I have no idea. Then that was
It was McGarrett.
okay, McGarris. Yeah,
Steve McGarrett.
shit.
All right, here's your history
I
question.
would have never got that.
Yeah. Who gave CIA Director Alan Dulles his walking papers?
Ooh. Ah, shit. I don't. Any Alan.
Talking about Dulles, D-U-L-L-E-S.
Dulles. Dulles. Dulles.
Well. Oh fuck. I mean, I would think it would go. I'm gonna guess because they hated him and killed him. John F. Kennedy.
JFK is correct.
Okay. Whoa. Okay.
Good
I didn't get
guess.
skunked.
Right.
Good job. Good job, Traveling Fool. Good guess.
Well, I mean, he was the only one killed by the CIA, so I would assume that.
I was pretty sure you're not going to get skunked because the question after this one you will know. But
Only
here's
one we
places.
know of.
Here's places. What was the most populous U.S. state in 1900?
Ooh. Well, why you say I'm going to get this?
No, the next one you'll get. And not this one, but the next one. The next one you should get is fairly easy. This one, I think you should get, but I wasn't sure.
The next one?
Now you should get. Well, think about it. In 1900, what was the most populous U.S. state? So think in the 1900, where was the majority of the people?
I mean, obviously on the East Coast, I would think. I don't know. New York City,
New York is correct.
or not city,
Yeah.
but New York.
It is New
Yeah,
York.
it would have to be.
I
That's
thought
where
it could have
everybody
been
was coming
Pennsylvania.
in.
I mean, I would have guessed New York, but I guess it could have been Pennsylvania.
No, New York burnt and still was the biggest city, and there's multiple cities around it. Only thing else I could think maybe would have rivaled it was like like Chicago, as far as
Not so much in 1900, though.
I was gonna guess Kansas, but then I,
Yeah, I'm sure you were.
yeah.
Delaware.
Delaware.
Always,
South Dakota.
yeah, right, like South Dakota, North Wyoming. It has to be Wyoming.
All right. Hey, Mr. Duggar is here. Come on in, Mr. Duggar. There's the link. And Roger Dodger, feel free to hop on if you'd like, man.
Mr. Duggar Fishing.
All right. Here's the question I thought you would know, Traveling Fools.
Okay, good.
Just think about this.
I'm wearing an orange shirt. What color is my shirt?
What 1992 NBA #1 draft pick's age was less than his size 21 sneakers?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal is correct. I figured you were going to get that one.
That guy is. You ever seen him in person?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a monster, man.
Yeah. The only person I've ever seen bigger than him was I had the pleasure of actually getting to shake hands when I was little with Andre the Giant.
Oh God!
Did
I was
ya?
afraid you were gonna
Oh,
say
that's
that.
cool.
I'm jealous.
Andre the Giant was probably the greatest person I've ever met. I mean, that was just wow.
So I've read and seen like people like interviews of people that had worked with them. Like if you ever watch any of the documentary stuff of The Princess Bride, they said he was like the nicest guy that you could ever meet.
Biggest teddy bear in the world, but I mean that guy was just freaking huge.
What a great movie, The Princess Bride.
Oh,
So
yes.
good.
I love that movie.
All right,
yeah.
hey,
That's a classic. That's a classic for sure.
Inconceivable.
hey, I want to welcome Mr. Duggar to the show. How are we doing today, Mr. Duggar?
Can't hear you.
¿Cómo está, Buggins? I'm doing really good. Now,
Mr. Duggar Fishing.
I don't know. It isn't out.
All right, Traveling Fools. Here's your last card. It's a wild card. You get this one right, you'll go 4 out of 6.
It's on the line.
What late night talk show host said of crime in New York City? The other night, the Statue of Liberty had both hands up.
What's the year?
This was 1993 and back.
Okay. Oh shit. Who would say something like that?
I know you got to narrow it down to 2. Which one of them was it?
I mean, I want to say Johnny Carson.
That would have been my guess.
But oh no. I'll go with Johnny Carson.
It was Johnny Carson's replacement, Jay Leno.
Well,
Stupid Jay Leno. God damn it.
Jay Leno.
It was Jay Leno. I was totally thinking if it wasn't. I was thinking David Letterman. I was like,
Right, that was the other.
That's totally to me was like something sounded like something David Letterman would have said.
Yeah. I mean, sadly enough, though, you could picture all three of them saying it.
Right, right,
And it was
exactly.
funny no matter which one of the three said it, you know?
If it
I
was,
miss.
well, the thing is, we got to protest on that one, Traveling Fool, because he should have said, after he said it, he should have went, and we would, because
Right,
that's
yeah,
why he
yeah.
would have did it.
I miss
What-
having funny late night comedy.
Yeah. I should have put what big chin late night
Right,
talk
yeah.
show.
So I see
That
Trailing Fools is not a Kimmel fan, huh?
Jimmy Kimmel, I can't stand him now because he just doesn't do anything funny. He was hilarious back when him and Adam Carolla did like the Man
Show. I remember that
And,
one.
You know, you had Ziggy
When-
Zoggy, oh, yeah, girls
I
on
loved him with
trampolines.
Win Ben Stein's Money. I loved him on
Yeah.
that one.
Right, and then he went all, you know, I hate to say it, but that like he just became, you know,
Woke.
he woke mouthpiece.
It's
where
just
he just
political low hanging fruit.
yeah, he's
Yep.
on there crying on TV about, oh, well, if it wasn't for, you know, the hell, you know, it's like you're a rich motherfucker, dude. And people ain't, yeah, no, fuck him.
All right,
Yeah.
Will, I wanted to ask you, do you know stuff about cars?
No.
Okay, well, in case you didn't watch my show Tuesday, on Monday night,
Oh, here we go.
a car show with the Tide Guy, because we did Jeopardy Tuesday night. One of the categories was cars, and Mike Fort got one of the questions right, and the other ones all went skating by.
Yeah.
They were difficult. Like I said, the only reason I know that
Wait a minute.
the
What
Corvette.
year,
No, they were easy to Tide Guy.
what year was the first Mustang built? I mean, that's not hard.
1964 and a half, wasn't it?
There you
Okay,
go.
shut up.
You have to know.
He watched the show.
No,
No
I didn't.
way.
No, I did not watch the show, but it was a 64 and a half.
Well, listen, we all I know a little bit about cars, and believe me, that would have normally been probably the category I would have been picking. But knowing Tide Guy thought these ones up, and he's like, "Oh, these are easy." I was like, none of us wanted to touch them. We were like, "We are not touching these."
Yeah, I had to break halfway through the first.
I was like, number 2.
I'm like, here we are with 5 men on the panel, and nobody is asking a car question. What's up, guys? I mean, all right, Will, are you ready for your card?
Yeah.
Which card would you like?
I'll go the 2000 and back. So, like,
All right.
before I was born and back. I might know some of these.
All right, this is Genesis 5. First question is people and places. What nation rose from the defalliance to become the world's second largest exporter of rice by 2000?
Can you say the question again?
What nation rose from defalliance to become the world's second largest exporter of rice by 2000?
It rose from the Death Alliance?
Yeah, kind of like saying rose from the ashes.
Okay. South Korea?
No, but that is a good guess.
What year again, Tide Guy?
Well, this is 2000 and back, and this
I would guess.
the second largest exporter of rice by 2000.
Okay.
I would guess Vietnam.
Yeah, it rose from the ashes.
Yeah,
I'd say
it
I
was Vietnam.
Okay.
Yep.
I really want to go there. They say that's like one of the like fastest growing economies in the world now, and the tourism it's like totally catered to tourism now. I really want to go there.
tourism for what?
Oh, it's beautiful, man. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's absolutely beautiful country.
Yeah.
Huh. Never would have
Although I
guessed that.
I can tell you with all certainty, my father didn't have a good time on his vacation there in the 60s.
No,
Yeah, my Uncle Marvin got cancer from the Agent Orange. He was a tanker. He helped.
oh, that sucks.
Yeah, he helped level Way City.
Hillbilly, my dad right now is fighting for the last 6 months, so he's just in the beginning of it, but he's got Parkinson's because of Agent Orange and napalm.
Oh,
My
That
uncle,
sucks.
he didn't have a shot, man. My uncle, it's like he came home and he smoked non-filter camels and started working in the coal mine. Got the black
Nice.
one, had Agent Orange. Yeah, he checked out, before he was 60.
Wow. Yeah. No. Unfortunately, that Agent Orange and that napalm, those Vietnam vets came back with that stuff, man. It messed a lot of them up. All right.
It's funny too. Oh, go ahead.
No,
Sorry,
go ahead, Ben.
I was gonna say it's funny too, like what he was saying about going to Vietnam. I didn't hear it, but one of my friends was watching something on it, and I heard listened to something on NPR, and they, talking about somebody traveling Vietnam, and they're like, aren't there hard feelings between the American war and Vietnam? People are like, no, get over yourself. There's been people trying to take us over for thousands of years. You just, it's just one other fight.
Yeah, you were just a blimp, and for 800 years, people have been trying to take over Vietnam. They don't understand.
There's probably more people there that speak French than Vietnamese.
Right.
Didn't China tried to take them over or something like that, or part of them, like in the 80s or something, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would love to have the food there. Looks awesome. I've watched a lot on just the noodles, man.
Yep.
If I'm going to go Asian, I'd rather go Korean.
Korea, the problem with Korea is, we've been there, but the problem with Korea is it's expensive. I like to go to the places that are cheaper, and you get the bang for your buck.
You get the most out of your money. Yeah, you go to
Japan. Japan's awesome, but
Japan is ridiculously expensive.
But it's expensive as hell. It's ridiculous. But it's nice. It's clean. The people are too nice. They're still subservient. They bow to you all the time and shit. It's annoying, but.
All right, Will, are you ready for your arts and entertainment?
Mm-hmm.
Who asked to be buried in the same coffin he used in his magic show performances?
Houdini.
Houdini is correct.
All right, there we go.
All right, here's your history. Who was surprised to be called Queen Elizabeth Taylor by the Thai Prime Minister, Queen Elizabeth II, Elizabeth Taylor, or Rip Taylor? So you got a 1 in 3 choice. Was it Queen Elizabeth II, Elizabeth Taylor, or Rip Taylor?
What a hard question. One seems so obvious.
Yeah, one seems so obvious.
Elizabeth Taylor?
It isn't Elizabeth Taylor.
I would go with
It's
I
not
would go
Rip
with Rip.
Taylor. Is
I would
is
say
it
Rip
Rip
Taylor.
I would have
Queen
said.
Elizabeth.
Oh, okay.
I mean, come on, like Queen Elizabeth Taylor. Why the hell are you doing Queen? I would have thought it was either Elizabeth Taylor or Rip Taylor. I wasn't going with the Queen.
Oh my, that may have been easier without the multiple choice.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was one of those ironic questions.
Yeah, I know. I was like, man, it's gonna the one seemed obvious, and the other one seemed completely not obvious.
Well, Mike, it wasn't an ironic question because I didn't come up with it. If I would have come up with it, you'd have known it would have been ironic.
Well, I mean, those questions are often ironic. It's like,
Right.
You gotta pick that one
they'll
like a
ask you-
murder. Go for the middle, most, not the least most suspected or the most suspect, but the middle suspect.
All right, Will. Here we go with science and nature. What profession would be out of bounds for a grad student suffering from odontophobia? Odontophobia.
Botanist.
No.
no.
Dentist.
A what?
A dentist.
Yep.
It is a dentist.
Okay.
Fear of teeth.
Yep. All right. Will, they didn't like you on this card for some reason. Here's your sports and leisure. What female jockey rode her first winner at Tampa Bay Downs in 1983?
I can't think of any female jockey.
Yeah, like I said, this card was not kind to you, Will. These are not easy questions you're getting.
Yeah, jockey question, man. That's out of left field. Come on.
I don't have a clue.
Does anybody know a female jockey who?
No,
I don't
No,
know. I don't know a female jockey.
I was gonna say you can stop at. Do you know a female jockey? The answer is no.
Julie Crone. Yeah.
Oh, of course. Thanks.
Ooh. Certainly her.
Well, I feel like an ass now.
All right. Here's your wild card.
Okay.
What Democratic president is honored by an exact replica of his boyhood home on the island of Okinawa?
Okinawa. You said there's a Democrat?
Yeah, what Democratic president is honored by an exact replica of his boyhood home on the island of Okinawa?
Democratic.
Well, Eisenhower fought in Europe, so.
Eisenhower wasn't a Democrat.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that's another one. That's another one, Mike. Okinawa. Democratic president.
What is
I'll
the
give you a
category?
hint. This guy has nothing to do with the military.
What does it do with the military?
What is the category? Is it just history?
It's just wild card.
A wild card. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, would that be Jimmy Carter? Or, I think it's a Democrat in Okinawa.
This Democratic president's wife is Satan.
Bill Clinton?
Well, there we go.
Not Slick Willie.
I'm gonna say you kind of narrowed it down with that one.
Hey, yeah. Good old
Yeah.
Slick Willie.
It was good old Slick Willie.
I thought he grew up in Arkansas, though. No, I'm
He
confused.
did.
Was
I
his,
don't know
was,
why they call
was
him
his father in the military though? So maybe he was there for a military
I doubt it.
station. His father stationed there or something.
He's got statues everywhere somehow, like even in Ireland, man, and like all kinds of stuff. I would never have guessed him. That
Yeah,
was
I
not.
mean, yeah,
I would have guessed Truman.
yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought back maybe something. It wouldn't have been something related to World War II, but
Well, I mean, I kind of linked Truman to World War II.
right, exactly. But I don't think Japan.
I don't know. I don't know
a
if
statue of this guy.
of the guy who nuked us.
I will say though, out of the 5 cards that we just went through, I think Will by far had the
He got
worst.
the hard. That was a hard card, man.
Yeah, it
That
was.
was hard from beginning to end. I mean,
Yeah, that was brutal.
Used to him with that one.
Now, Tide Guy, let me ask you guys a question. Not to be a conspiracy theorist because I can't stand those people. But how is it possible that that after dropping supposedly we dropped a nuclear bomb there, that those cities are like, how are they existing now? Like, where was the nuclear fallout? I mean, it doesn't really make sense. How can there be that many people live there and stuff like that? Where did it all go? Why did it run away? Nagasaki. I mean, you've got, what is it? A million and millions of people live there, and it's this robust, huge city that just had a nuclear bomb dropped on it, and
70 years.
right. Well, it went right
hydrogen
back.
bomb. It was
Yeah.
a hydrogen bomb.
But think
Right.
about this, traveling fools. If I show you a picture of Hiroshima or Nagasaki when the bomb dropped and what it looked like, and I give you a picture of Detroit downtown, I give you a picture of Baltimore downtown, I give you a picture of LA downtown, and then I show you the pictures today of what Detroit's downtown looks like compared to those. I mean, it kind of goes to show that it's almost better to be hit by a nuclear bomb than to have politicians screw up your country.
I guess so, man. I guess so.
There's a guy that grabbed my sister in Baltimore. My dad was able to get her away, but that was scary.
I'm telling you, man, the U.S., I get a kick out of everybody. When everybody finds out, hey, I live in Mexico City. Oh, you're crazy.
I'll be back.
You're not scared down there. Have you been to downtown Detroit?
Yep.
Have you been to the south side of Chicago? You want to talk scary? They're scary in the States,
Yeah, I've had people say that to me, like, "Oh my God, you're going where?" you're doing this, and I'm like, well, would you be worried if I was going to Chicago? I mean, like, I would much rather take my chances against a bunch of 5'3", people running around than go to Chicago at night. Jesus Christ, no way.
Traveling fools, I tell everybody that. Everybody goes, "You're not scared of getting kidnapped?" I fucking sat down. Do you know how many Mexicans it would take to pick me up? I mean, I'm really not scared of a whole bunch of little guys trying to pick my fat ass up.
Right, and they're not going for like, they'd look at me and I'd probably be drunk or something. They're like, yeah, well, his liver's probably not worth taking.
Yeah.
I don't think that's so.
And especially if I tell the people, my dad's poor, so you're gonna pay more for feeding me tacos than my dad can afford. So
Right.
you're not going to come out ahead on this, But yeah, I mean, that is a good question, Traveling Fools, because I mean, how is it that those cities came back so fast? And you look at Chernobyl, and I know it's different kinds, atom to hydrogen, atom to hydrogen. But I mean, look at Chernobyl today. I mean, it's still.
I mean, did a hydrogen bomb? I mean, maybe I'm just not thinking properly, but does a hydrogen bomb, would that not put out radiation and stuff like that as well?
Not as much.
It
Right, but
it puts it out in more of a flash. It's more of a boom instead of a carry on. It don't continue to last.
And I think the thing with like those, like the Fat Man and Little Boy, that was like uranium-235 and plutonium-238. It's like when it exploded, most of the fuel got spent.
Right.
So
Okay.
it was it was still radioactive, but I think like after it gets spent, it's like it reaches its half-life a lot quicker, and the radiation drop. After.
yeah, but I thought it had a half-life of like 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, right? When you split the atom, you know what I'm saying? You're taking your.
Oh yeah, yeah. I watched Yahoo Serious do
Yeah.
young Einstein.
Well, and the other thing is that Japan's so densely populated. Where the hell else are they going to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just makes you wonder sometimes. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
always,
you look at the
I've always said-
reactor. What was the reactor, Traveling Fools, in Japan that just got hit? Remember with the tsunami, the earthquake?
Fukushima.
Yeah, I mean, look at the damage around there that it's still doing. And I mean, hell, that was what, 15 years ago?
Isn't it still just like leaking into the ocean?
Yeah, because we don't know what to do with it. I mean, yeah.
See, now,
Honestly, I don't know that I would eat fish from the Pacific Ocean with all the.
Well, don't go to Captain D.
Yeah.
I think the thing with Chernobyl, man, was like when that reactor core, when it blew, right, it went straight to. It's like the way they control them, right, is they use these boron control rods to slow down the neutrinos to stop the fission in between the uranium fuel in the reactor. Well, when those control rods are gone, all that uranium fuel starts to, they call it a meltdown, right?
Right.
It reacts uncontrollably.
Right.
Hey,
And
Jeff,
that's
sorry, I was watching basketball.
Tony.
and I didn't pay attention to the
Hey,
time.
Hey, no problem, Tony.
I'm a complete idiot.
I
Hey,
seen
hey,
USC
Roger
was playing.
Dodger. Roger Dodger, that makes a good. I'm just acknowledging your chat, but Roger Dodger, that is a good point. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah,
you
no, I
interrupted.
was going to mention Roger Dodger. Yeah, a nuclear meltdown is different than an explosion of energy.
Explosion.
And yeah, but still, I would have thought the explosion, they cleaned that up. Well, maybe not cleaned it up's the right word, but they rebuilt.
I mean, how do you clean it up? I mean,
I ever would have thought.
out there with a broom and some, mopping. I got purple power. We're
Guys
all good
with
to go.
guys with hoses and hazmat suits.
Hey, I'll tell you what, you Americans, you guys got
You
that little
Americans.
movie called Mr. Clean, man. You come down here and get the purple stuff. It'll get dirt off from the 1950s.
Yeah.
That shit'll take
Answer, right?
that'll take the tile right off your wall, man. It cleans everything.
Hey, look at that. Tony with the blue check mark, man. I see that now. Yeah, Tony has moved up in the world. No more impersonators for Tony at this point.
Well, we'll see. The person that we believe was the impersonator has a blue check mark of their own.
Oh, nice. He
Oh,
counted
nice.
it. Huh? He went with
Well,
the check.
well, not on the Tony account though.
No,
right?
no, no. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're not going to spend $10 or $8 a month to troll you. If they do, that's pure dedication, and you're doing something right.
That's right.
Well, there are some dedicated ones. Let me tell you.
I'll tell you what, Tony attracts some really weird weirdos, man. He's
I
got some
do.
wackos after him.
It's like my dating life, but worse.
Oh, trust me, Tony, your dating life can't be worse than mine, man. My dad always said,
You're married.
"Mine's perfect. Only in a row with one lunatic," and I'm always going home with the lunatic.
Actually, hold on. You guys want to really? Actually, I'll tell you guys something really funny. Actually, a number of years ago, one of my lady who was a good friend of mine had passed away, and so we were at the funeral, and I ran into one of my undergrad law professor, who was this amazing lady, and we were like in the valet line, like getting ready to leave this funeral, and she's like, "Oh, are you married?" I said, "No." I said, "I need a relationship that doesn't end up like the Hindenburg," and she says, "Oh, sweetie, not everybody can be skinny," and like gets in her car, drive away, and I'm like, "No, I mean explosion, not. That's not what I meant. No." She was like driving away, and I haven't seen her.
How you doing, Tony?
Good. How you doing?
Nah, man, doing good. I miss hanging out with you, man. We
I
used
know-
to.
hey, I have a topic for your conspiracy show.
You want to be a guest?
Well, I have somebody that should be your guest actually.
Hey, I would love that, man.
Let's chat about it offline. It's actually really cool, something really cool.
Yeah, yeah, perfect. I don't want to give anything away here, but yeah, if you do,
we'll
that'd be
chat
awesome.
offline.
man.
I mean, it's not a conspiracy. It's like sort of like new archaeology finding stuff. It's actually really
It- Oh, dude,
awesome.
I'm all over it. Hit me up,
yeah.
please.
We'll chat on. Like I said,
Now-
it's
now,
like
Tony,
it's like real stuff. It's really interesting.
Well, you see, Tony, what we're trying to do with the conspiracy thing is not necessarily like we're lunatics, and
So the big
believe
bubbles
believe every conspiracy, but it's like to look at things and try to find, what is true, what's not true, what is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Like-
what that's what. Like I said, I'll show it. I'll send it's some. There's somebody that should come on your thing. This is awesome YouTuber.
hey,
Tony,
if it has to deal with Oak Island, if it deals with
Traveling
Oak
fool.
Island, I know they found gold in the wood samples Tuesday. It's supposed to get good next Tuesday.
Tony, have you seen that new like pyramid in Indonesia and stuff like that, where they're saying dates back, like, you know what I'm talking about? What is it? Padang or you know what I'm talking about, or no?
They're saying it's supposed to be like 18,000 years old, ain't it, Traveling Fools?
Something like that. Yeah, they're dating it back to like, pre-ice age, before all that. I actually hope to be able to the next trip we make to Indonesia. My wife needs to spend a bunch of time with her family, so I'm planning a trip there, which
Oh,
will be
cool.
which I can't wait, man. I'm like, I mean, we still can't go because we're not we haven't been stuck in our arms enough times, but we're working on it. So, but I want to. That's going to be neat. So, but
Well,
yeah,
could
please
you
hit
just
me
go
up
to a-
because that's a fascination of mine.
Could you just go to a dark retreat in the mountains or whatever Aaron Rodgers did? Does that cure you of anything?
Maybe so. I would have thought that and I think it did, but the pool at what was it, Panama City Beach? What was the old oh shit, what was it called? The everybody went to spring break and went to the
Yeah.
shit, what was it called? The Club La Vila. The Club La Vila pool. I swam in the Club La Vila pool in the 90s, so I think I'm
shit,
good.
But Traveling Fools, can you tell me this question? I asked the other day to you, and I've asked other people. How come I can say the Chinese balloons, but if I say the Chinese blank blank, I get in trouble?
Yeah, you got to call it the Kung Flu, man.
The Kung Flu, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, but if you call it the Chinese, you're in trouble. But you can call it the Chinese balloons,
Exactly. My wife, my wife's half Chinese, and she laughs about that stuff constantly.
By the way, Ty Guy, did you read about the Army general making fun of the Air Force about the Chinese balloon?
Yeah. Yeah, that was priceless.
That
I missed
made
that.
me laugh so hard that like people that were sitting around me were looking at me.
Yeah, that.
I
All right,
missed that.
Tony, I got some new cards here. I got
Uh-oh.
I got Genesis 2, 3, 4, and 5. And their categories are people and places, arts and entertainment, history, science and nature, sports and leisure, and wild card. And then I have a 1993 All American, and those cards are all about America.
We'll try the All American.
All right. Let's
Remember,
see how
my
All
goal is
American
not
you
to
are.
goose egg. And as long as I don't goose egg, it's a win.
There you go.
These aren't too hard, Tony. Usually
Yeah,
I get a
these-
few.
Yeah, you'll get. Here's the first one. The first one is people. What war is said to have started in Wilbur McLean's front yard and ended in his parlor?
Oh, that's easy.
Is it the Civil War?
Civil War. See, these are easy.
Okay.
All
I don't
right.
know who Wilbur McLean is, but like we didn't have a lot of choices, so
Here's your entertainment. What movie saw Humphrey Bogart utter, "I stick my neck out for nobody"?
is that from Casablanca?
That's from Casablanca. See, you're two
Yeah, I
for
don't know.
three.
There's something obnoxious, like it was like the top 100 movie quotes or something of all time, and literally something obnoxious like 9 of them are from Casablanca.
It's a great movie.
Oh,
I
it's
would imagine.
awesome! It's awesome, but like
There is a lot of good quotes in that movie.
there
though.
there
I
are,
mean,
but it was like of the top 100 movie quotes or something like.
What's the
9
most
of them or
favorite?
something.
What's the most favorite? What's the most favorite quote?
from
the most
Casablanca.
Is
Yeah.
He's
wrong.
looking at you, kid.
No,
And
yeah.
that's play it again, Sam, and that's wrong.
Right. If you can play it for him, you can play it for me.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
everybody
know.
knows that that's
Time goes
play it
by.
again, Sam.
Yeah,
all
they
the
always say
gin
that.
joints and all the
Of all
Yeah.
the
And
points in all the world, I
joints in
see
all
like
the world,
yeah.
I walk into yours. I
Oh,
love
there's
that
so
movie.
many good ones.
Here,
I
looking
actually
at you.
I like I think the most popular one though is "This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship."
Another one, exactly. There's so many.
We'll always have Paris.
Exactly.
Rosebud.
That was just a movie.
you-
for
you
the
wore-
days.
You
Come
wore
on.
blue, the Nazis wore gray.
I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
Me too.
All right, Tony, here's your history question. What first lady created the first American bandana?
Was it Ladybird?
It is not Ladybird.
Did Jackie?
No, it's not Jackie.
Who is it?
Does anybody know?
Martha.
Oh, he could be before them.
Hillbilly got it right. Believe it or not, it's Martha Washington.
I was going to say, I figured it was either Martha Washington or Dolly Madison or one of those
That's-
early.
that's-
I would have guessed Dolly if I had to guess.
So that's before Ladybird.
Just
Yeah, a little bit.
a little bit. Now, my question is, okay, they made the bandana. Well, what were they riding in? Because usually, if you're wearing a bandana, you're in a Chevy. You know,
Or you're at Coachella.
or exactly. All right, here we go. Tony, here's your places. What presidential library is located in Simi Valley, California?
That. Okay, wait, hold on. Is that Reagan? or
You
is
better
it
know that, Mr. SC guy.
Reagan.
It
There you
is
go.
Reagan.
Sorry, I had a momentary panic. I was like, wait, one's in Fullerton and one's in Simi Valley.
All right, here's your sports and leisure. And this one everybody should get, even if you're not a baseball fan.
Uh-oh.
What Cincinnati Reds catcher, and I should never have
Oh,
to say
come on.
that, but
We already know it.
decided to retire during a single at bat when he forgot the count and the score.
Is it Pete Rose?
No,
No.
Pete Rose played first base.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Cincinnati Reds catcher automatically makes you think Johnny Bench.
Yeah, Johnny Bench.
Yeah, it's Johnny Bench.
Sorry, I'm losing it.
Hey, I told you before about the time my dad got flipped a bird by Pete Rose, right?
Pete Rose didn't decide to retire; he was forced into retirement.
Have I not told you that? Have I not told you that, Tony?
My uncle's
I
gonna
haven't
be
heard
here.
that one.
No, so we used to come up to Georgia, and that's why I'm a Braves fan. Just because growing up in Miami, and my grandparents bought a bunch of property in North Georgia, so there was no baseball team in Miami. So we used to come up to Georgia, and but blah blah blah. Well, my dad took my older brother and I, to a baseball game to go see the Braves in Atlanta. To take his sons to a baseball game, and we had back then. I mean, we were right on the third base line, right there at third base, and Pete Rose was coaching third base. And my dad, he'd had a couple beers, he was having fun. He was, the whole time he's out there, hey Pete, hey Petey, you suck, And we didn't dislike Pete Rose. My dad was just having fun. We were rooting for the Braves and talking smack, And he kept yelling at him. We were front row, right next to him. And about the seventh inning, Pete Rose finally turns around, looks my dad square in the eyes, and flips him off. It was one of them. I mean, I love Pete Rose. We have nothing against Pete Rose, but it's one of those
Awesome.
golden moments. It's like, you got flipped off by Pete Rose, and this was before This was in the '80s.
I went to baseball. The first time I went to a baseball game with my older brother, and we never seemed to go to a baseball game at the same time. And my brother was like a heckler, and it made it so much more fun. I was like, "What are you doing, dude? The guy's like right there; he can hear you." And my brother's like yelling at the pitcher.
Well, that was baseball back
then. And
then.
it was so much fun. Yeah, but that's what people are doing. It was just like, it was crazy.
Oh yeah, hey, batter, swing, batter, And I remember going to the Miami Hurricanes baseball games, and they would every time the other team we used to go to Miami Hurricanes baseball games all the time because I was huge into baseball. And it used to be the thing when their team was pitching, everybody would go whoop, the whole stadium would go whoop, and then the catcher would throw it back and they'd go whoop. And the whole stadium would do it. It was it was everybody, swing, hey, batter, yeah, it was fun. Now you're not allowed to do that. It's
now heckling is. You'll be taken out of the stadium.
Right.
Yeah,
man,
it was the best. It was the best. Baseball games back in the 90s. I mean, even, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure farther back, 90s, even 2000. They were just a lot of fun. Had a good time.
We always sit in the family section, so we've never been able to heckle.
All right, Tony, are you ready for your wild card?
All right, let's try it.
All right, you get this right, you'll have gone 4 out of 6, and that would be the best score for the night so far.
Woohoo! I probably won't then.
What type of artists win Reuben Awards?
Win what?
Reuben Awards.
Singular Reuben?
Singular Reuben.
Sandwich? I have no idea.
Does anybody know who wins Reuben Awards?
Culinary arts.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, and ask me why I know this, but I think it's people who draw draw something to do with drawing, like animation or something
to do
like
with
that.
Painting or drawing or
No. It's like cartoon. Okay, cartoonist.
Yeah, I would have given you the answer. I would have counted that if you'd have given me. Yeah, but it's a
I'm
cartoon.
holding that it's a Subway Sandwich Award.
That's what I was on the same page as you, Tony.
Does anybody else hate rye bread?
Yeah, I'm not a
Those
rye
damn,
fan.
I'm
those
not a
damn
rye guy.
steeds. Yeah, they come back and kick your. I love a Reuben sandwich, but I always you got any sourdough or something you put this thing on?
Now, do you like pumpernickel?
Fuck no.
Nobody
My
likes
grandma
pumpernickel.
always had rye and pumpernickel, and I was always like, nah, I want just white bread or.
Right. I'd rather eat it on
Sourdough.
crackers. Give me some saltines instead.
Anything but a rye.
Right. I
Well,
hate rye bread.
So everybody's got 3 out of 6, huh?
Yeah, we're all tied up.
No, Tony's got 4 out of 6.
No,
right?
Tony got 3, Mike got 3, Hillbilly got 3,
because
DF got
damn
3,
card is.
I got 2, didn't I?
Ben
Or did I
got
get
2,
3?
and
I got
Will
2.
got screwed because Will had the worst card anybody could have got.
Yeah, I think I only knew one off of Will's card.
Yeah,
so-
I mean, he even had a 1 in 3 chance, and the answer was the one everybody would have guessed last. So.
Yeah, exactly. The one we were saying that the one that the multiple choice probably hurt him more than it helped.
All right, Hillbilly, which card would you like to take a crack at this go around?
Let's go Genesis 2, man. Those are usually.
Genesis 2, here we go. 1987 and back. Geography. How many blue triangles are there on the Union Jack?
Ooh.
Blue triangles on the Union Jack. Let's see.
Why couldn't I have had that instead of sandwich artist?
Would that be 8?
No, I don't think so.
I think it is.
All right. How many do you think it is there, Traveling Fools?
I think isn't it just the outer corners? So it'd be 4?
No, it is actually 8.
Is it? Oh shit.
Yeah, it's 8.
Yeah, you got the cross of St. George, right? That's the.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Hey,
Here's a question for you. How many shields are on the Croatian flag?
3.
See, Mike, I'm not the only one like running this. I got Mike gave me hell earlier. He's like, you're gonna run this joke into the ground. I'm like,
Wait, who said that? I want to know where the Croatine thing started. How that started.
Here's the thing, Ben. Ben,
It will
you've
never
been
be
gone.
run into the ground.
You've been gone, and we found out that some people were using Google. And
Very
unfortunately, Google will give you the right answer. They just will not give you the pronunciation. And
I
somebody
knew.
looked up Croatia and accidentally
Okay.
pronounced it Croatia. And so,
Well, I knew when
And
I
it
was
was
playing
like-
from before. There was a few people using things because there were a few mispronunciations, and I was
Yeah.
just like, I'll just
This-
let it slide.
This one, I forget the question, but the question was particularly arcane. So, like, there's just no way that you would know it without.
nobody
knowing.
knew the fucking answer.
No, nobody knew the answer.
and it was
then-
from like the 1920s, and the youngest person on the board knew it.
And I move that we elect Mike King of Croatia. Everybody that's new, right? He
Oh
has
my God!
No.
No, you guys. Wait, no. Do you guys know
The
the
nation of
actual
Croatia.
Crown Prince of Croatia? Tweeted
Yeah, I can reside in the capital, Sarajevo.
Yeah,
No,
and
no,
Tide Guy, who was the one when we still don't know who it was, but it was one of them. Remember when they left their audio on or something? It was like the Alexa was answering in the background.
and we don't.
Honestly, I come to find out that was Dustin Miller.
Yeah, Alexa
Left
was
Alexa on.
answering.
Yeah, Siri.
And Siri answered.
whatever.
Yeah, I was there for that. I was like, yeah, that it got a little awkward in the whole like video.
Do
Speaking of Croatia,
we know if Dustin's okay? I haven't seen him in like a month.
I've tweeted at him. He's good. I think he seems good.
Oh, hey, Will. Do you
No,
see
speaking-
who's on
this
TV
is
right
correct.
now?
Yeah,
Sorry, go
we
ahead.
saw.
AJ McCarron. He brought him back to a win.
Yeah.
So you've
His,
talked to
his
talked to him,
receivers
Tony?
didn't help him much. His receivers
No.
dropped like a ton of passes.
So the actual Crown Prince of Croatia tweeted at me today.
Jackson
really?
did.
I'm not joking. Archduke
What?
Habsburg, His Imperial Royal Highness Archduke Habsburg, tweeted at me today. It's kind of exciting.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome, man.
I just got an email from the Prince of Nigeria.
Hey,
I'm kidding, Tony.
Well,
I
there goes my
tweeted.
bank account.
Hey, right?
hey, Tony. You know, I think like you know, people follow you on Twitter and you're like excited or something like that. You know what I mean? I want to say I recently got followed by Jimmy Corsetti from Bright Insight, and that was like the one of the coolest Twitter follow. I mean, better than like
okay, so
tons of people we have.
That's actually who I was legitimately going to tell you needed to have on your conspiracy show.
Oh, do you know him?
No, but we need to meet him and put him on your show. That's literally who I was talking about.
Oh, well, yeah, he followed me on Twitter the other day.
Okay, well, that's
so-
who we need to have on because Jimmy Corsetti's awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
That is too funny.
Yeah, he actually just randomly followed me the other day.
Of course, here I get all excited. I found out he already idolizes Traveling Fools.
And,
So we're
and
good to go.
Traveling Fools was like a schoolgirl when he signed up.
I did because I've been watching him for like 5 years, like since the beginning, man. I'm like, and I don't know. I saw it's like Jimmy Corsetti, and I like had to go back and make sure it wasn't like a fake account. You know, I'm like, you know, like fanning myself. You know, I'm
If
like,
you
it's
ever
my
get-
idol.
The guy I want to see anybody interview, I like Steve Wozniak. He's one of the guys that I think is pretty cool.
I like listening to Bob Lazar, the Area 51 engineer.
Oh yeah.
Who? Bob Lazar?
Yeah, he's a great.
Yeah, he's awesome too. And I like the conspiracy. I don't believe in all of them, like, at all. Yeah,
Bigfoot,
you know.
yes or no?
Have you, the
Yes.
other one you should have on TF is Annie Jacobson.
I don't know who that is.
She's a brilliant journalist that has actually sort of exposed the Area 51 stuff related to CIA and the Russians.
That's cool.
That would be great. Yeah.
She's
Yeah, that's
fascinating.
cool.
She's
No,
brilliant.
I'd rather follow
Tony,
Dana
you're-
Jacobson.
Tony, you're following like the other page I started, right?
I don't think so. What's it called?
Yeah, see, I moved all the
FBI watch
conspiracy
just for
stuff.
being on this show. I feel
Right. No, I moved all the conspiracy stuff to another page called Smoking Gun Cafe because it was wrecking my Travel Channel's algorithms.
Oh, okay.
So I moved it all and just restarted. We're doing all the conspiracy shows there.
did you? So I got a serious question. What do you feel? How do you feel about Bigfoot? Just curious.
I mean, I love Bigfoot. I think it's one of like the most beautiful. I have a sign in front of my house that says Bigfoot Crossing.
Did you?
But do I
did you-
really believe that there's a Bigfoot?
But
No.
did you watch the guy that was Survivor Man? What his things on Bigfoot? I thought that was kind of interesting. You should watch that. Survivor Man had a whole.
I love the
whole-
idea. I love the concept. I love the fun of it. I mean, Jesus, I had one of those, people who owns a museum. I interviewed him.
That's American, dude. It's apple pie, dude.
Yeah, I love Bigfoot. Do I really think that there's something out there running around that nobody's ever been able to get a better image of than like 80? Like there's no high. I mean, Jesus Christ, come
Have
on.
you guys ever seen a black bear? There's all kinds of bears.
Oh yeah.
And they're walking up on 2 feet. Man, they can walk on 2 feet.
All day long. Hey, boo boo.
You know what though? I challenge your argument, Traveling Fools, of we haven't been able to find one yet. But I'm 52 years old, and for the last at least 42 years, I've been trying to find an intelligent blonde. And then that's been pretty elusive.
Now, let me just throw some out to you guys here that you might. Tony, you still there? Yeah, Tony
Yeah.
might have. Okay, I've been doing a deep dive, which this is going to be a good show coming up, and it's probably not going to be for like another 3 weeks or 4 weeks because we actually have a few guests lined up. But I've been doing a deep dive into the Ark of the Covenant, and it's going to be a cool show. Like I'm really deep down rabbit holes. Like I thought it would be something I could research for 4 or 5 days, and I mean I've ended up in like this huge rabbit hole, and it's going to be like. I want to do it and do it right. It's going to be a cool show.
Well, hey there, Traveling Fools. Do you have much of like a biblical perspective on like what the Ark of the Covenant is? Like there's a lot of sensationalism out there about what it actually is, and what's contained with it.
I'm going to cover every aspect. I do personally have. I'm a Irish Catholic as as can be. So I do personally have it, but that's not the way I want to present it. I don't want to present things from my perspective. I want to present things from every perspective. I mean, this shit goes back to where there's people like what could be in it, and people going blind that are around it. People, all the different stories from Ethiopia and just the rabbit hole's so big that it could have been. A nuclear. Why did it have to be coated in gold for these things to be kept inside it? And it could have been anything inside this thing.
You can read in the Bible when foreign enemies would take, there was a couple times the Philistines actually took the ark from the.
When they gave it back because they all ended up with fucking cancer and dying in like 6 months.
Yeah, they had what they called emeralds, and basically they're cancerous hemorrhoids on their anuses.
Right, they all died. That's why they stole it and gave it back. It's like, and a lot of people look at the Bible, whether you want to look at it like as your personal, say like in the way that I do or something like that, or other people can look at it another way. But it is historical facts. And a lot of these do line up with what is actually in history as to what has happened. So, and other religions, whether it's Muslims, the Quran does the same thing with depicting these historic all the way back to, I don't want to turn your show into a conspiracy show type guy, but the way you look at it, whether it means something in faith to you or whether you look at it as historical facts, and that the Bible is just like the encyclopedia telling you, hey, this happened here, you have to relate those back to each other and say these things actually did it. It's documented history. Make it fantastical or whatever, whether there's a scientific reason or not. These are events that have happened, and that's the way I'm going to look at it. And present it that way. I don't want to present it like I'm a preacher up here telling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you won't get nobody watching it that way.
Now,
Right.
Tractor Fools, some night when you don't have much going on your show, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to do a little segment. They don't have to be long, but to discuss the Rougarou.
Oh, the Rougarou.
You know much about the Rougarou?
A little bit, not a lot.
I've studied the Rougarou a lot. Actually, it's funny. My dog's name is Rugi. I call him Rugi because of the Rougarou.
That's cool. Did you ever watch the interview I did with the Finding Bigfoot guy?
Yeah.
He went on to Dog Man and all that stuff, dude. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. No, and like I said, I know about the skunk ape, and I know about but the Rougarou is what I've actually been down in the bayou 5 different times to try to get answers on the Rougarou. And
That's the Louisiana and New Orleans Rougarou thing running around out there. I love it, man. All right, sorry. Let's take.
All right,
I don't
let's
want
go back to
the show. I'm sorry.
all right.
We got people yawning.
You got the
Yeah.
first one right, Hillbilly. Here's the second question. It's entertainment. And you'll know this one right off the bat. What TV character philosophizes, like we say in the sewer, time and tide wait for no man?
Like we say in the sewer.
Like we say in the sewer, time and tide wait for no man.
I can't remember, man. I don't know.
What sitcom had a guy who worked in the sewer? What was the guy's name?
Man. Was it the Moonlighters? No, he wasn't. No. Geez. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Does anybody know?
Nope.
The sitcom was The Honeymooners.
The Honeymooners. Oh,
Oh,
To the moon, Alice.
yeah.
yeah. Now, Hillbilly, I figured you'd watch The Honeymooners a million times. I thought you'd know it.
I thought he was a bus driver or something.
You know when
No,
I
that's Jackie Gleason.
Yeah,
He was
Jackie
the
Gleason.
bus driver.
Wait, well, I might have missed the question. What was the question?
What TV character philosophized, like we say in the sewer, time and tide wait for no man?
Okay, yeah. Because wasn't his actual job like a sanitation? What did he always call himself? It was he didn't call himself
He
like
didn't call it a sewer worker.
it was a sanitation.
um,
Hey, whatever. But it was like a fancy word he always had.
It wasn't in the sewer.
You know, I thought it. You know, I was thinking of that show, The Honeymooners, but I call it The Moonlighters. So, like,
The sanitation engineer was what he called himself.
Engineer, sanitation engineer. So you called it old moonlighting, huh, Hillbilly?
But yeah, the moonlighting, that was old Bruce Willis and what was her name? Morgan Shepherd. Is that her name? You remember that show, Moonlighting?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was a good show.
All right, Hillbilly. Here's a history question. What is Florist's Trans World Delivery better known as?
FTD.
FTD is correct. What letters precede the International Standard Book Number of a publication?
What was that again?
What letters precede the International Standard Book Number of a publication?
Oh, ISBN.
ISBN is correct. All right.
Yeah, that's right, Gumby. That was civil. That's right. Civil.
All right. You've already got 3 out of 4, so
All
you
right.
get two more chances. How many gills are there in a pint?
How many gills?
How many gills are there in a pint?
Wow, I have. Shoot.
Is this fish gills or?
How many gills are in a pint? Let's see, a pint is what, 2 cups? Let's say 16.
Nope, that's way too much.
How many gills are in a pint? 4.
Yep, Mike is right. It is 4.
So that
All
would
right.
mean a gill is about 2
Quarter
ounces
pint.
or 4 ounces. Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna guess.
All right. Here is your sports and leisure. What should you do with a blackjack bet if you draw 9, 10, or 11 and the dealer shows 5?
What should you do?
What should you do with your blackjack bet if you draw a 9, a 10, or an 11 and the dealer shows 5?
I don't know. Double down.
Yep.
Double it. You just got 4 out of 6, Hillbilly. Good job.
Ah, thanks. Man.
Hell yeah, good job, man.
Yeah, Gumby, you hold usually when the dealer has less than 7 showing, but if you got a 9, 10, or 11, you got a good chance to double it.
Yeah, because you're hoping you're going to get a 10 or another 9. I mean, your odds are.
Yeah, if you're going to get a 10 and you're hoping that they're still going to.
You got ace at 11. You've got king, queen.
Yeah, you're hoping that
Jack,
they
10,
have to
9,
bust or they have to be under.
Right.
All right, Ben, which one of these cards would you like to try?
Just pick me anything but All American because I know I'm gonna stink at that one.
All right, here we go. Let's see what this one is. This is a Genesis 4, so this is 1990. It was made in 1996. All right. People and places. What city named a stretch of Erie Street, Siskel and Ebert Way?
Can you say that?
What city named a stretch of Erie Street, Siskel and Ebert Way? You remember Siskel and Ebert?
Yep, the critics.
All
Erie
right.
Street, and that's gonna be like probably Cleveland.
I think the Erie Canals, isn't that like closer to New York or something maybe?
Now you went the wrong direction, Hillbilly.
Right. I mean, shouldn't this be about movies?
Ben would be close. He got the first letter right.
It's
but it
Chicago.
wasn't
It's
Chicago.
Chicago.
It's Chicago.
Chicago.
That's what I was thinking first. I was
Oh,
thinking
I'm wrong.
Chicago, but I was like, Erie. Yeah, I should have went with my gut. Go with your gut.
Okay.
Unless you're me.
Here's your art. Yeah, unless you're Mike. All right, Ben. Here's your arts and entertainment. Who brought Frank Gorshin's TV role to the screen in Batman Forever?
Who brought Frank Gorshin's?
TV role to the screen in Batman Forever.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Wait, nope, sorry, nope. I take that back. Frank Gorshin. I don't know. I don't know the actor because who is it?
Well, who do you know who was in Batman Forever?
Batman Forever had Ace Ventura. I can't. My brain's blanking on.
Riddle me this and riddle me
Riddle me
that.
that,
Who's
yeah.
afraid of the big black cat?
Oh, it is. So it's asking for the character
No, it's asking for who played the Riddler.
who played
Okay,
the Riddler, and it was. Yeah, I know. It was. What's his name?
Let me show
Jim
you
Carrey.
something. Fire Marshal Bob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jim Carrey. For some reason, I was blanking on his name, but I was not thinking it was Jim Carrey as the.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
I thought it was like a minor part, like somebody like. off
Yeah,
the-
do y'all remember in Living Color that shit was?
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me show you a little shirt. Let me show you.
Remember Damon Wayans doing Handyman? I mean, that was
Man, so politically incorrect.
How about Men On? You guys remember Men On?
Yeah.
Yep.
The head detective, all those.
The thing is,
The-
though, I mean, when that show come out, that surpassed Saturday Night Live. For the longest
Oh,
time,
yeah.
Saturday Night Live suffered tremendously.
Well, you had J Lo out there as a fly girl, fucking dancing away. You know, it's like,
Well-
oh yeah,
Homie, don't
Yeah, I-
yeah. Homie, don't play that game.
We don't play that game.
I missed them '80s and '90s and all that shit. Shit was so much.
You guys
fun
remember
back
the
then.
movie "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker"? All the
Oh,
Wayans
yeah.
brothers.
Oh,
That's great.
How much for a rib?
I know, and that was what's his name. I watched it again. I didn't realize it was Chris Rock that did that.
And could you imagine today if Eddie Murphy went on Saturday Night Live and did a buckwheat sketch?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Think about
yeah.
I mean,
or Mr. Robinson's neighbor. Who is it? It's the landlord. Oh, he's crawling out the window. Today's word is bastard.
yeah, I mean,
I've
unfortunately,
been in all the wrong places.
Or the James Brown living in a hot tub party. It's too hot in the hot tub. Turn it down some.
I mean, that's the problem with Saturday Night Live today. They can't be funny. I mean,
Nobody can be funny. It's like
No.
Jerry Seinfeld was like, I'm not even doing this anymore because
Well, because he kept going to college campuses and getting
right.
people pissed off, and he just gave up.
yeah, I mean, you can't even tell a joke today. And and Hillbilly, I heard a joke today, and it made me think of you.
Uh-oh.
I love it.
Here's a good joke. Little Johnny goes to a Catholic school, and he comes home from school, and he goes, "Dad, you're going to be getting a letter from the teacher. I got in trouble today." And Dad said, "Well, what did you do?" And he said, "Well, we were sitting in class, and the teacher called on Mary and said, 'Mary, who was nailed on the cross and died for our sins?' And Mary said, 'Well, that'd be Jesus.' And the teacher said, 'Good job, Mary.' And she goes to Kenny. She goes, 'Kenny, I got a question for you.' And who went up the mountain and wrote down the 10 Commandments and came down with the 10 Commandments?" And he said, "Oh, well, that'd be Moses." And the teacher said, "Great job." And then the teacher called on me and she said, "Johnny, got one for you." And she goes, "How do you make holy water?" Johnny says, "Well, I ain't no genius for that, but I'd say you boil the hell out of it."
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm cheek.
Oh, geez.
That was actually surprisingly more. That was a surprisingly tamer than I thought it was.
Well,
Gonna
hey,
be.
I might
When
have to
you
say that
started
to
it-
my campus ministry friends. I might say
Follow
that.
that one? Yeah.
Here's a good heaven joke. Three guys died right to go to heaven. St. Peter's at the pearly gates. St. Peter asked the first guy, "Is like, all right, buddy, before I let you in here, you got to tell me, did you ever cheat on your wife?" First guy said, "St. Peter, I never ever once cheated on my wife the first time." St. Peter said, "All right." He says, "You see this big gold Rolls Royce over here?" He says, "That's yours. You can drive all over heaven, come and go as you please, but you got to drive that Rolls Royce." He said, "All right, thanks." St. Peter takes off. Saint guy comes up. St. Peter says, "All right, same thing to you." Guy says, "You know, St. Peter, there was 2 times in my life I was tempted and I succumbed to lust, and I did. I cheated on my wife. I wasn't proud of it, and I never, did it after that other time. But yes, I did twice." He said, "Well, you see this Volkswagen here, this Volkswagen Bug? That's yours. You can come and go all over heaven as you please, but you got to drive that Volkswagen." Third guy comes up. looks at St. Peter. He says, St. Peter, he said, I cheated on my wife every chance I got, buddy. I couldn't help myself. I just had to have, whenever there was an opportunity, I indulged and I couldn't stop. And, I didn't like that about me, but, I did. St. Peter says, well, you see this moped? He says, that's yours. You can come go all over heaven if you gotta ride that moped. So he's like, all right, thanks, St. Peter. He hops on his moped and he's going, down the streets of Gold. He sees that guy, in the Volkswagen. Hey, buddy. He goes on down the street of Gold and he sees that guy in the Rolls Royce pulled over. He's like, what's going on? He stops and checks on him, and he's sitting there crying his eyes out. And that guy says, buddy, what is wrong with you? Here you are in heaven in this Rolls Royce, and you're here in paradise, one of the nicest things you can have. What's wrong? Why are you crying? He said, I just saw my wife go by on a pair of roller skates.
Oh, I remember that now.
Hey, Hillbilly, here's another one that Will can use. This is kind of tame, but this is a funny one. Little Johnny comes home from Catholic school and tells his dad, you're going to get a note from the teacher. And his dad goes, what did you do today? And he goes, well, we went to have lunch today. And he said, I got my tray. And he said, I went up and there was this big bowl of apples. And there was a sign, take only one, God is watching. And he said, so I took my apple and I got my food. And at the end of the line, there was even a bigger bowl of cookies. So I wrote a note, take as many as you want. God's watching the apples. All right, Ben, are you ready for your...
Hey, Jeff, I gotta go walk the dog.
All right, Tony.
Thank you,
we'll
guys.
be on a while if you want to come back, or if not, thanks
Okay.
for coming, and we'll see you
Hey,
another
hey, Tony.
Tony,
Thank you, guys. All
Tony,
right.
I have to
Tony,
ask.
do you want to? What do you like debate like a Big 12 guy like on my channel? Because I'm trying to do more stuff on my
I
channel.
mean,
Like, what do you
so
debate?
I like to talk facts and data and numbers. I don't talk lies, and I don't talk like mysterious like conspiracy stuff. But if somebody wants to
shit.
talk about
Well,
like,
never
actual
mind.
facts, I love to. I mean, I you guys remember? I have actually visited and taught on 6 or 7 of the Big 12 campuses. Like, I mean, I love the people there, but like, when people are like, "Well, Oregon's gonna do," no, they're not. So yeah, let me know. Happy to chat realignment because I'll tell you the big thing for them is I think Boise and Fresno would be fantastic for them.
Yeah.
If they really want to grow, and I understand what they want to do with this time zone issue, like I honestly believe Boise and Fresno would be great for them. I think they have to get USF, and I honestly think they should take UConn. That's what I would do if I were them.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, let me know anytime.
All right. See you,
All right, have a
Tony.
good night,
All right,
Tony,
see you
man.
guys.
All right,
Hey,
Tony.
see you, Tony.
All right, Ben, are you ready for your history question?
Oh, no, but I'll do it anyways.
What
Damn.
lawyer got a reversal of fortune for Claus von Bulow in 1985?
What lawyer?
Yep. Think of a famous lawyer in the 80s and you'll get it right.
Oh man, the only thing I can think of is Jennings.
Think of a lawyer that's famous even today.
Oh, wait a minute.
I would give you a hint, but it would probably put you on the wrong one.
Matlock.
This guy was on the OJ trial, but he wasn't the one where if the glove doesn't fit, you got to acquit.
Yeah, I don't remember the names of any of those guys. Only one I could think is the one that's that changed sex, and I can't even think of his name.
Johnny Cochran.
No, what's his
Jenner?
name? Jenner. It's the only one I could think of, and I said Jennings, and it wasn't right. It was Jenner.
No.
That's the only one I can think of. I don't know any lawyers really.
Does anybody know the Jewish lawyer on OJ's case that got
Is it the guy that has a bunch of talentless daughters?
It was Shapiro, wasn't it?
That's
His
Jenner.
wife's a
You're
doctor.
thinking Jenner for the.
And my wife's a doctor. And just in case somebody knew that, my wife's a doctor.
I can't think of his name, but I know which one. It was his first lawyer, and then he switched.
His initials are AD. Does that help you?
No.
Dershowitz?
Alan Dershowitz. Good job.
Oh, I remember him as a Harvard professor.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Ben, here's your science and nature. What Greek math whiz noticed that the morning star and evening star were one and the same in 530 BC?
Oh, jeez.
Shit.
You said Greek mathematician?
Greek math whiz.
Math whiz.
Thinking, what's his?
It almost seems obvious.
Well, you've got two choices that are coming to my mind.
Does it start with a P?
It does.
I've got a theory.
Something about playing billiards. The angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection. I think we came up with that one, didn't we?
Yeah, Gumby, you are correct. Roger, Dodger, that was the second one most people would be thinking.
Is a theorem, right?
It's Pythagoras.
Pythagoras,
Close.
correct.
Pythagoras. That's it. That's right. Pythagoras.
All right. Here is your sports and leisure. What team was led to Super Bowl 7 and 8 by their no-name defense?
I'm sorry. What? Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
What team was led to Super Bowl 7 and 8 by their no-name defense?
Super Bowl 7 and 8. Oh boy. Oh man, I've watched this. My brother had this Super Bowl Sunday tape that did like highlights of all the Super Bowls up until like I know we had it in the 90s, so up until like 90 something. It was a Sports Illustrated tape, and I cannot remember for the life of me. I'm gonna go with. I know it's not, but I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
It was not the Steelers.
They were definitely not the no name.
Yeah, the Steelers.
Well, they
were
had the Iron Curtain, but they
or-
had the Iron Curtain, and they. But
I thought the
was
no name defense was the Skins, wasn't it?
Hey,
No.
hey, Tide guy, I got to bounce, man.
All right.
But I appreciate you having me. I got to get up early. It's getting kind of late right now.
And man, you
Um,
stop on anytime. Always a pleasure to have you.
I appreciate you having me. I love all you guys. This is awesome. Mike Fort, I'm coming for that goddamn back scratcher.
I got it right here for you. Come get it.
I'm gonna be like,
You know what? You know what? One night I'm gonna do a trivia contest for a back scratcher.
I know you should.
Back scratcher.
I've
Wow.
got one somewhere. And that's what pisses me off. Is I can't.
I would rather do the contest for a bag of morels.
I'll tell you what. I'd bring you Morels if I could get them across.
Get them across.
Yeah, there's no way I can get them across because right now we actually was there a week ago, and it was down to $18 for 7 pounds of morel mushrooms.
Tell you what, I'll meet you at the Rio Grande, and you just toss them over.
Absolutely. What we're thinking about doing is I want to get to Nogales and just drive trucks of eggs across the border.
Hey, Will. Nice hanging out with you, my friend.
Yeah, of
As
course.
always.
Love seeing it. Love,
Yeah,
love
yeah.
hanging out with
You know
man.
him, bro. You know him, buddy. Ben, it's been a lot of fun.
Have a good one, Charlie.
Oh, God.
Man. You have a good
Hillbilly
night.
Skeptic. I'm waiting for you to get up with me, man. We need to talk. We need to do a history show.
That'd be
Together.
great. You know,
Like I would really like it. Like honestly, we could really hit on some cool stuff. And Tide guy, if I don't see you before now, I'll see you Saturday night.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there Saturday night. Looking forward to it. Always
Traveling
love your
fool.
show.
You should look into the accuracy of carbon dating.
Yeah, it's horrible. The accuracy of carbon dating is absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, you already know. Okay.
Yeah,
was
I
just
don't I don't trust any of that.
They've actually now proven that the Magic 8 Ball from the 70s is more accurate than
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe yeah, exactly. I know that Magic 8 Ball, and it made me
that Magic
woke.
8 Ball, man. It works. I swore by it when I was little. That sucker
Right.
was always right.
This son of a bitch will make you woke. Yeah, the magic 8-ball. Oh, you're talking about that 8-ball.
Oh, yeah, different 8-ball.
Oh.
I'm talking about the childhood 8-ball, not the teenage 8-ball.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. This didn't have a good smell to it. You didn't like to smell this.
Right,
No wonder
exactly.
he moved to Mexico.
Oh my God.
It didn't smell like ether and okay, cool. Well, yeah, we'll see you guys later on. Love all y'all. And Tight Guy, thanks again for having me on. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for doing it.
Thanks for coming. Have a good one, man.
Catch you later.
All right, see you guys.
All right, Ben, we're up to your last one, which is wild card.
Okay.
What does MI stand for in the spy business?
MI stands for Mission Impossible. No, let me think for a second before I answer.
It's actually an oxymoron if you think about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it's like MI6, military intelligence.
There you
Yep,
go.
it is military intelligence, and like I said, that's an oxymoron because there is no intelligence in the military.
Especially when we were there, buddy.
Yeah. All right, Mike, which card would you like?
Oh man, hope I can stay awake for it. You know what? I haven't done an All-American in a long time. I'll try an All-American.
All right, here we go with the All-American. We'll get this card right here.
That way I can go off in a good tone, hopefully, before I go to bed.
All right. People, what Christian twosome penned the book How We Lost Weight and Kept It Off?
Well, I'm screwed already.
Well, think of probably the most famous Christian twosome you could think of. And this is, remember, 1993 and back. So,
So it's not Masters and Johnson, huh?
no.
Because they're not very Christian. I got nothing.
Does anybody know the Christian twosome who penned the book How We Lost Weight and Kept It Off? Roger Dodger, you are correct. It was Jim and Tammy Baker.
Hmm.
All right, here we go. Here's your entertainment. Who picked out his Saturday Night Fever suit at Brooklyn's leading man clothing store?
Well, it's got to be Travolta.
Travolta it is. History. What car, sorry, it's a car question, guys. What car inspired the word doozy?
Duesenberg?
Duesenberg is correct. Here is your places. What rural music national headquarters for its international association is located in Owensboro, Kentucky?
Bluegrass?
Bluegrass is correct. You know what? You didn't like the first question, but you're 3 out of 3 on the next 3. So
Yeah, this card is not too bad.
You're killing it.
all right. Here's your sports and leisure. What's contested on the second Saturday of August at Derby Downs in Akron, Ohio? This is the second most important derby.
Say it again.
What's contested on the second Saturday of August at Derby Downs in Akron, Ohio?
Is this one part of the Triple Crown?
No,
No, this is
that's
not a
held in May in
Yeah, right.
yeah.
No,
I
that's-
know the Kentucky Derby, of course.
Yeah, no, this is the second most popular derby. It's not the Kentucky. It's
I
the
was
other.
saying like a push cart derby.
I'll give it to you. It's known as the Soapbox Derby.
So yeah,
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. Because I was thinking Ohio had something to do with those push cart soapbox thingies.
Yep. All right,
maybe
here's your
maybe it has to do with all the tire factories being right there.
yeah. All right, here's your wild card. How many states' official songs were written by Stephen Foster?
I know one for sure.
He probably wrote them for all the square ones, didn't he?
It's interesting.
No, Roger Dodger. It's not the Boy Scouts. The Boy Scouts is the Pine Box Derby. They do the little pine card.
I'll
the Boy
say 5.
It is not 5. It was 2.
I know Kentucky's one of them.
Yep, it was only 2, believe it or not. And
What was the other one?
It does not say. I don't know what the other one is.
No. So I know Kentucky for a fact is one of them.
Right.
My old Kentucky home. I figure there might have been more than that, but started off bad, ended bad.
Well, you got 4 out of 6, so that's not terrible.
Yeah. Well, like traveling fools, I'm gonna head to bed as well.
All right, Mike.
All
you
right,
have a good night.
one, Mike. It was fun,
Yeah, buddy.
fun hanging
Yes.
out with you, man.
Coming, Mikey.
No problem. I'll catch y'all this weekend.
All right. All right, Will. Which card would you like to redeem yourself?
I'll try to best Mike.
You're gonna go with All American.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. People. Who was recognized by more Americans, 93% to 56% in a 1985 poll? Was it Mr. Clean or George Bush? In 1985, who was more recognizable, Mr. Clean or George Bush?
No, that was when George Bush was vice president, right?
Yeah. Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean is correct.
I knew
Yeah.
that without a doubt.
Bush was in the White House, but Mr. Clean was on TV
Yeah,
12 times a day.
Oh, yeah.
But I do got bad news for you Americans. Mr. Clean is a pansy compared to this purple stuff they got down here in Mexico to clean. I tell you what, man, that'll take the linoleum up off your floor. That stuff cleans. It'll make your house look brand new in about 5 minutes, man. I don't know what's in it, but I tell you what, man.
Hey, can you get
Style
Cuban
clean.
cigars down there, Jeff?
Can I get what?
Cuban cigars down there?
I can,
Okay.
and I have.
So I'm going to say I might have to have, maybe wire you some money or something for me.
I can actually bring them into the country now, so it's not.
Great.
It's not illegal. I don't know how many of you know this, and I was unable to smoke mine this year, but every year Alabama plays Tennessee the third Saturday in October.
Yeah.
And every year the winner smokes cigars. So, I mean, every year, we go out and buy fancy cigars, and when the game's over, the winning team gets to light up.
That's the best college football video. Is they're
Yeah.
low down, they dirty, they some snitches.
They some snitches, man. I tell you what. I'd like to have 5 minutes in the room with Phil Fulmer. That fat boy, my fat butt. Yeah, we call it the fat man fight. All right, here we go with your entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
What rock pioneer's biggest hit was a 1972 #1 song? My favorite song. I get in trouble for teaching my grandkids to sing this and my kids to sing this. Titled My Ding-a-Ling. When I was a little baby boy, my grandmother bought me a cute little toy. Silver bells hanging on a string. She told me it was my ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Once I tried swimming across Turtle Creek with all those snappers.
I don't know, man.
It's awful hard swimming across that thing with both hands wrapped around my ding-a-ling-a-ling.
But it ends the best. For all of those of you out there who will not sing, it must be because you're playing with your own ding-a-ling.
Sinatra?
Nah, nah. Hillbilly, tell him who it was. You remember?
I can't remember the name. I remember the song more than the band, though. I can't hold that against Will.
Everybody
year?
knows.
What year?
1972. My ding-a-ling.
Oh,
Hail, hail, rock and roll.
I.
Probably the second greatest black musician of the time.
Of the time.
Because everybody's
And what
going to
year?
go with Jimi Hendrix. But
What year?
1972.
72. Second best. Man, I don't know. I mean,
Way down in Louisiana, down in New Orleans.
no. Chuck Berry was awesome too, but he was like.
That's who it was. Chuck
Was it?
Berry. Chuck Berry sang My Ding-a-Ling.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I was thinking maybe James Brown.
When
Yeah,
you said
nope.
black
Seemed like
singer,
James Brown was a bit more popular in the 70s than Chuck Berry was.
Chuck Berry, believe it or not, in the 70s was huge. I mean, that guy.
Chuck Berry's, there's so many songs that Chuck Berry wrote or, that people just, he was amazing. I mean,
he
guy
liked
knew
his
music.
Cadillacs too, man.
I tell you what, Will, if you've never heard Chuck Berry, when you're bored one night and alone, just YouTube Chuck Berry and listen to a few of. I mean, he came out with some great songs.
Yeah. That's
All right.
definitely good musical heritage right there.
Here's a history question. Unfortunately, it's a hard one, but this is a good question. Where did Richard Nixon fly on his last presidential trip aboard Air Force One?
China?
No, he went to San Clemente.
I know I remember he sued tensions with China. That's fine.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Now you should know this, Will.
Okay.
Places. Now this is a hard question, but when I ask you the question, I'll tell you why you should know this.
All right.
Which state has the highest percentage per capita of people practicing Catholicism? So what state has the highest percent of Catholics?
You should know this because you are a fan of the Fighting Irish.
Now this
And
is
sadly, it's got the highest percentage, but probably the fewest overall.
I was going to say the highest percentage, right? Not population.
Yeah, it's the highest percentage because population, this wouldn't hold up.
I'm between a couple states.
All right, tell me the two states, and I'll tell you if you're on the right path.
Well, California is one of them.
I can tell you with all certainty, there's too many people in California for it to be percentage.
Massachusetts is another one.
Yeah, that's one I was thinking. Was
Massachusetts is a good one, but this one is even a smaller state.
Oh, like Rhode Island or something, maybe?
Small list, eh?
Connecticut or Rhode Island, maybe?
It's Rhode Island. Hillbilly was
Okay.
wrong. No, it's Rhode Island.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I would have guessed Massachusetts too, thinking Boston.
Right. Yeah, no, like I said, though, I mean, it's a high percentage, but it's a low amount because, I mean, it's a small,
That makes sense.
That whole Northeast, man, with all the migration and stuff, and there's a lot of Catholics up there.
Well, and you look it up in there and up in that region, there's a lot of good Catholic schools in basketball. I mean,
Oh yeah,
those little Catholic schools, especially in the 80s, late 70s, 80s, 90s, man, there were some tremendous teams.
oh yeah.
All right, here we go with sports and leisure.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm sorry, man. I'm giving you all the hardest cards. I don't know.
It's okay.
What's the longest dog sled marathon in the continental U.S.? So this ain't even Alaska. You can't even say the Iditarod, I mean.
Colorado.
I'd give you 10 points if you can come up with this one because I never even heard of this. It's John Burgess Sled Dog Marathon.
Where's that? I wonder where that's through. Is that like, what was that, Oregon or Washington?
You know, I'm wondering if it ain't going through like Montana and North Dakota and up,
I don't even think they probably still have it. But I know my mom would have known that question. My mom knows everything you can know about dogs and sled dogs.
Minnesota, Roger Dodger says.
Okay, here you go, Will. Wild card. What island nation issued a set of 80s baseball postage stamps after being rescued by U.S. troops? So in the 80s, what little island did we rescue? There was a movie.
I'm thinking maybe the Falkland Islands was one of them. I know they had a little scuffle between Argentina and England, but
no. Have you ever seen the movie Heartbreak Ridge?
no.
Oh man, that's a Marine recon movie. You got to watch that, man. That's Clint Eastwood, Tom Highwayman. Ben or Hillbilly, do you know what country we went and saved the students?
Well, yeah. Well, I remember from the movie it was Grenada.
Yep, it's Grenada.
Okay.
I don't think I would have known that though if you hadn't,
If I wouldn't have give you the guess on
Model A Ford and a tank full of gas. You can say the rest, Jeff.
I'll tell you what, that movie, in the movie, he plays the leader of a recon, force recon.
That's what you were, right?
And one of the things he would do every day is they would have to do PT. So the rules were, if you didn't want to run that day, everybody had to wear the same color shirt. So everybody would come out with the same color shirt, and here comes Highway with the different color. Take your shirt off, boys. We're going 5 miles, and Clint Eastwood, I'll tell you what.
That's a good movie, man.
If